good morning. Welcome aboard here, and good
Woody,
quiet day in the NFL yesterday.
oh my God, how much fun was that? I mean, that was just absolutely crazy. Uh, just some great finishes. Everybody's curious to see how the old man was going to play in his first game back in 5 years out in Seattle. Yeah, man, it was just great story after great story. And all the teams that needed to win as far as getting in the playoffs, that thing's starting to look pretty solid there, especially in the AFC right now with the wins we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I know we talked a lot about that Buffalo and New England game, and that more than lived up to the hype. And kind of pair that, Joe. Buffalo wins that game, and Kansas City gets eliminated. Patrick Mahomes tears his ACL, which we'll get to in a moment with that one. But the path for Buffalo, I don't know that it's ever going to get easier to finally get over the hump and get to a Super Bowl here.
I don't know about easy, but I got you. Listen, Denver looked really good again yesterday, man. They get after it. They're 12-2. They've won 11 straight. But you're right. For Buffalo, they got to be looking at this. Although they've got some problems on that team, it's not perfect. But boy, I'll tell you what. If there's one quarterback that puts a team on his back more than Josh Allen, somebody's going to have to show me right now. It's doing more for his team, down 21-0 on the road, and come out in that second half and just scored basically every time he had the football. It's just incredible.
Joe, you mentioned the old man. We saw 44-year-old who had been retired for 5 years, Phillip Rivers, suit back up. You had some senior moments for him, but he did put together what would have been a game-winning drive had his defense gotten the memo. I mean, what was it like watching Rivers 5 years out of the game actually go out there and give his team a chance yesterday?
Yeah, get rid of the ball quickly. Don't take hits. Hey, guys up front, man, we need to have a little bit of a running game here, and let's not get sloppy here and keep the old guy going. But hey, he made a few throws. Again, you haven't played in that long, and you haven't been in camp in 5 years, and you show up 3 days, and they go, all right, you're going to Seattle, and you're going to start. And oh, by the way, we need you, man, or we're in big trouble. And don't get hurt, because it was an incredible story. And Seattle, shockingly, did not score a touchdown, had to kick all field goals in that game, including a friggin' long one at the end of the game to win it. So almost would have been the story of the day yesterday if somehow the Colts with a 44-year-old quarterback are able to win that game.
Well, Joe, the reason we have that quarterback playing is because there's been a lot of injuries at the quarterback position, and none more costly for the NFL's business than Patrick Mahomes going down. They were running that promo for their Christmas Day games, and Mahomes is front and center on that one, obviously, but that is a huge loss for football. We see him go down with that ACL.
Well, he's like Josh Allen. They're just so durable. The last thing you ever think about is those guys, the hits they take, and they're gamblers. They'll go a little longer on, especially the bigger the game. We talk about this all the time. The really good quarterbacks take off and run more than usual at the end of the season, or try to keep plays alive. And it caught up to him. You saw that thing bend as he was going down. It looked awkward. And right away, I think we all probably had negative thoughts about the outcome of that was not going to be good. And they weren't playing well in that game again. They were struggling, just struggling to get first downs. It was just, you're going, wow, is there some way they can win this or at least kick a field goal at the end of the game, which Minshew comes in and makes a bad throw to his tight end. Should have never thrown it there. But, yeah, man, that's a big loss. And, hey, I'm guessing they weren't headed to the playoffs the way they're playing. Again, they're struggling. A lot of work needs to be done on that offense. But you're right. Your maybe your best product, individual product you have in the league, or one that people like to watch because he can do so many things, is now down for the season. But I thought I thought even during that game, San Diego's kind of controlling it, even with that 3-point lead. And I went, wow,
So
San
Joe,
Diego. LA's going to go on and win this friggin' game.
Joe, you're in Pittsburgh.
At least I didn't do the Commanders one. That other one with the Commanders,
Yeah.
notorious for.
It's cancellation when you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be another one.
Joe, I'm curious your take on tonight. Dolphins are going to try to extend their winning streak to 5. Up there, the chilly temperatures. I saw them get a practice in the snow. The pictures and videos out of that looked pretty awesome. But what's it going to take, Joe, for the Dolphins tonight? They're 3-point underdogs. What has to happen tonight for the Dolphins to get the win at the Pittsburgh Steelers?
These guys are talking about, and this is something we're not used to, but it's just about what they've been doing really well, and that's being physical and controlling the line of scrimmage, able to run the ball the way they've run it the last 4 weeks against this Pittsburgh defense, which has struggled the last couple of games to stop the run, giving up over 200 yards against the Bills and the Ravens in each game. I think this team feels they can run the ball, and I expect a heavy dose. Not just HN, but running the ball. If they can run it between 30 or 40 times, 30 to 40 runs tonight, I think they feel really good about it. And I think that Steelers are not very good in all the big stats. They don't run the ball well. They haven't stopped the run here recently because of injury. They got a lot of guys banged up, which nobody wants to hear about. And I just think the way that the young guys are playing in run defense right now, and the fact that Mike Tomlin's offense is only running the ball for under 90 yards a game, that's just not Steelers football. I just think they're thinking about being physical. Their whole message is this is not about anything else except if we're physical with this team and we play the way we've been playing, we should win this game. And that's their whole mindset. It's been all business up here with these guys too, man. They get it. I think Mike sent the message. We came up early on this trip, and he went out and practiced on a Friday night. Would you like to go, Joe? No? I think I'll wait. Let me know how that practice is. I want to hear all about it when you get back to the hotel. But they went out there for a 2-hour practice, practiced again yesterday in a walkthrough. And so he's he's aware of, as they say, the narrative that they haven't been able to win. I know you guys beat it up. Everybody's talked about it since Mike McDaniel's been here. Late in the season against a playoff caliber team on the road in cold weather, can you win? And so he switched some things up. And I was told he's done a lot of those things. Those were all him. Like he thought about different things we can do. We came in a day earlier. He wanted those guys to not just show up at game time and feel whatever it's going to be, 8, 9, 10 degrees, 11 degrees with wind chill factor, probably going to be under 10. He wanted those guys to feel it. And so they got a nice cold one on Friday night.
Joe Rose here with us on QAM. Joe, I'm just curious what you think, and you've been around the team the last few days here. What would a win mean for this team and this franchise if they're able to go up there and get this one here? And again, you talk about the narratives. This has been, you can't beat good teams and you can't beat them in the cold. So it's a double narrative game here for the Dolphins. But what would a win mean for this franchise? As again, they've seemingly turned their season around here with the wins that they've been able to get. But this one would be a little bit different, I think. What would this mean for them?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's listen. There's a few things for Dolphin fans that need to be knocked out here, and they can't do it this year. They're not going to win the AFC East. It's a long shot to make the playoffs right now, and they didn't get any help the last 2 weeks, which is what happens when you get off to a 1-6 start. This team did it to itself. There were some winnable games out there, and they let them slip away. And then they had a couple games that got blown out by bad teams, or one bad team in Cleveland. And so a lot of this stuff. But to get back after a 1-6 start, all they've been talking about privately is getting back to 7-7, and let's take the next 2 back home and see what happens, and learn how to win in cold weather on the road. So I don't have to hear about that. Beat the Buffalo Bills at home. They did that. Buffalo had been dominating them. And they kicked them around to kind of get this thing kick-started after that Ravens ugly loss. And so It means a lot. I mean, again, for this group, it means a lot. In the bigger picture, I'm still with guys going, yeah, but geez, man, look at us. Here we go again. Probably going to end up, for people worried about that first round pick, we're going to be right outside the playoff teams making that pick if this continues. And so there is, there's a little frustration from that standpoint for this group. And to be able to come back, there's a lot of pride. And more importantly, for these coaches who got these guys playing hard, there's a really good chance Mike and this coaching staff, they get this win tonight. Boy, it goes a long, long way if they win this game tonight, and everybody's staying around for another year.
Yeah, and Joe, you took the words right out of my mouth when it comes to McDaniel, because obviously at the time when Greer was let go, a lot of folks were saying, okay, but what happens next with Mike? Assuming he's on the hot seat. But I'm guessing, Joe, that McDaniel has gone a long way these past several weeks to show Stephen Ross he has not lost his locker room, and to the contrary, he may actually be capable of rallying these troops and getting the best out of these guys.
Yeah, Donald, you're exactly right. And he's playing the kind of football he wants. Hey, he's done something else. I think we've seen over the last few weeks, Tua is not throwing it well. He goes to the run. That thing got a little stagnant last week against the Jets there for a couple of series, and they were throwing it, and it got a little sticky in there with some throws that could have been intercepted. And Mike goes back late in that game and says, all right, Jalen Wright, get ready. You're going to carry the football a lot. Chance out. It's your so he's like all in on winning games right now. This is not about trying to make Tua look good and getting certain stats, and it's about what's best for this football team right now and winning games, and that's what he's done. So Tua's numbers are way down. Running is way up, and they found a formula with the run blocking, some of the best run blocking we've had maybe since Mike's been here. And so that's where it is. And defensively, they're zoned into what Anthony Weaver's doing. And the other part of this is as healthy as I've seen this football team in a long time, man. They're not losing guys every week. And that hadn't been the case over the last few weeks. And hey, listen, we saw it again yesterday. Two of the best players, Patrick Mahomes and Micah Parsons, probably out for the season. And, you start losing guys like that late in the year, you're in trouble. And so for the Dolphins, when the worst thing you have to worry about is Achan's ribs and he says, I'm ready to go, you're in pretty good shape.
All right, Joe. The Dolphins come into this one 3-point underdogs. It's time. I think I know which way you're leaning on this one, but it is time to give us your pick here.
I think it's going to be a really good game. I think Steelers are going to, they've got Mike Tomlin, who's on a hot seat, which is really weird. I paused to even say it, but I think he is starting to feel a little bit of heat. But I like this Dolphins team, man. It's the first time in a long time we've been able to run the ball, stop the run, get a lot of takeaways. And this is the kind of game tonight where the ball's going to be on the ground a lot and big hits in this kind of weather. And so, yeah, I like the Dolphins in this game tonight to keep going, man. It's a confident group right now, and they're healthy, and there's a little something to this group. So I like them. I do. I like them to win this game tonight on Monday Night Football. By the way, nobody's better than Monday Night Football than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their record is ridiculous. It's like it's shocking. Did I see they've won 21 straight Monday Night Football? That can't be right. I think somebody tried to tell me they went 21 straight. I know I don't know if it's that, but I do know Mike Tomlin 21-4 on Monday Night Football. How about that? Crazy numbers.
Well, we'll see if the Dolphins can find a way to get this one done, and a handful of narratives. And Joe, I got to let you know when you get back. I know you'll be back with us tomorrow. We got to jump right into this. Miami is 5 days away from heading to College Station to play the football playoff. So we got that going on this week as well, which I know that we're all very fired up for.
By the way, according to Google AI, Joe, at 22, if I'm reading this right, 22 consecutive wins on Monday Night Football for the Steelers.
That's amazing. That's unbelievable. I thought I was told that stat. I knew they had a great record overall with Mike Tomlin on Monday Night Football, like ridiculous. And I was like, there's no way. Somebody had to go on the road and lose somewhere, didn't they? Yeah, that's impressive. But, hey, man, this Steeler team doesn't – I've been telling Woody, I just not sold on this group. And, hey, good win for the Ravens yesterday. They kicked Cincinnati around pretty good. And so, hey, we got all these different divisions on both AFC and NFC. God, we're going to have some wild finishes over the next couple of weeks, man. It's great. So, and then we got the University of Miami and trying to beat Texas A&M. And it's an early one, so I can stay awake and watch the whole thing. I can't wait.
Perfect for you, Joe. Well, yeah, we'll jump into that game as we continue on through the week. Certainly looking forward to that. And have a great call out there tonight. Enjoy the cold and stay warm. All right, don't get sick on us this time. All right.
I'm going to go work on the coffee right now, there, guys, and I'll see you in the morning. I think we get in somewhere after that de-icing job that's going to be done on that plane tonight. Should be in. It might be right at showtime, Woody, but I get there as early as I can. I'll see you.
Sounds good, Joe. All right, Joe Rose
Thanks,
here
Joe.
This morning on QAM as he is in Pittsburgh, and he will be back with us tomorrow. He's coming straight off the plane, man. Gotta love the old work ethic there from Joe. All right, Omar Kelly is going to join us as we continue on. He's going to stop by at 8 o'clock. We got a lot of other stuff that we're going to hit on here this morning. We got a Heisman winner, a local Heisman winner. Very cool story from the weekend. And, man, a loaded day of stories in the NFL. No shortage of storylines after yesterday. And, of course, the Dolphins getting set to play tonight on Monday Night Football. So we'll get to all that, and we'll get into some of that Kane stuff as well. We got Dono with us here, so we got to use you while we got you here, Dono. We're going to jump into to some Canes and A&M talk as we continue on as well here on this Monday morning on QAM.